Hi, welcome to Mind Soul Living. This is a space in which you can authentically connect with yourself without expectation, judgment, or fear. So to begin, we're going to begin standing with our feet about hip width apart, maybe a little bit wider, whichever is most comfortable for you. So take a moment to really ground down through the feet. Really notice what it feels like to have your feet against the earth. What is that sensation? So really connecting down. Then taking a moment to roll the shoulders back. Stacking your heart over your pelvis, your head over your heart. Close your eyes and bring your hands out to either side. Staying open across the chest and the collarbones. Palms are facing forward. Just take a moment to notice your natural breath. Noticing the sensation of the breath moving in the body, moving out of the body. Paying attention to the rhythm and the vibration of the breath. So acknowledging and accepting where you naturally are today in this space. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly completely, letting it expand. And open the mouth and exhale everything out through the mouth. We're going to do 2 more breaths like that, filling the belly completely. And exhaling through the mouth. One more time. Now bring your hands to your heart, stacking the hands on top of each other and really pressing the bottom palm into your chest so you can feel your heartbeat. Allow your focus to move inward so that you're only focusing on the sensation of your hands against your chest and your chest against your hands. Feeling the pulsation of the breath moving in and out. And acknowledging that when we breathe in, the world is giving us life. It's giving us the nutrients that we need to continue to live. And when we exhale, we're giving life back to the world. It's really beautiful, the fact that our breath is one of the few bodily functions which is under both autonomic, so it happens automatically, naturally, without us thinking about it, but it's also under our own conscious control. We can control the way in which the breath, and control in which it moves through the body, in a way in which it moves out of the body. So hands are on the chest, and let's take a moment to really focus on the sensation of the breath. Allow your shoulders to soften. Begin to relax the muscles in the face, starting with the space between the eyebrows. Visualize the eyebrows literally moving out to the sides towards your temples. Softening the forehead. The eyeballs rest and relax beneath the eyelids. The tongue releases from the roof of the mouth. The jaw slightly relaxes and lets go. And really enjoying this moment of just breathing and just being. Throughout our class today, we're going to focus on the intention of caring deeply, accepting fully, and letting go. And so what this intention is focusing on is the reality of the fact that we do care deeply about many things that happen within our life, what happens in our day-to-day, within our relationships, our work, our mind. And so we can care deeply about something. And we can also, at the same time, accept fully the situation as it is. So we're caring deeply, and it might not be the way in which we want something to be going, but we still care deeply about it. And then we move on to accepting fully whatever it is as it is. And then we let it go. We release what is no longer serving us. We release what we cannot control. And when we're able to do this, when we're able to care deeply, accept fully, and let go, we find that there's a greater ease in which we move through life. Regardless of what occurs, regardless of what arises, we can handle every single thing that comes our way. Because we have the ability to care about it, to accept it as it is, and to let it go with no attachments. So with the next 3 breaths, as you inhale, repeat to yourself, I care deeply. Pause at the top of the inhale and say to yourself, I accept fully. And as you exhale, say to yourself, I let go. And run through that sequence 3 more times. So inhale, I care deeply. Pause, I accept fully. Exhale, I let go. Twice more on your own. Smile to yourself if that feels natural. Slowly bat the eyes open. And we're going to move towards the front of our mat to begin our practice. So starting at the front of the mat, we're going to keep those feet at hip width apart, or the toes can be together. It's your choice. It's different comfort levels for everyone. So grounding down through the feet, hands are out to the side. And as we inhale, the arms are going to reach up towards the ceiling, really reaching through the fingertips, but still staying grounded through the feet. Really reaching up with the fingers, expanding, expand. And as we exhale, bending the knees, sitting the hips back, and sending the arms forward. So sitting back into Utkatasana, or chair pose. And take a moment to notice what your tailbone is doing. Is it sticking out? If it is, slightly tuck it down and under. Take a peek down to make sure you can see your big toes. If you can't, that means your knees are too far forward. Slightly shift those back. Reach forward with the fingertips. Shoulders move down away from the ears. Beautiful. Deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're slowly going to release down into Uttanasana, forward fold. So straightening the legs, releasing the head and the heart. So your hands might be on the floor, your shins or your thighs. Wherever you are, allow your head and your neck to release fully. You can shake the head out, yes, and no. Continuing to breathe. And in your next inhale, we're going to run the hands up the front of the legs, leading with the back of the heart to come up to a flat back. So shoulders are moved back from the ears, and we're really reaching forward with the crown of the head. As we exhale, our hands are going to massage down the backs of our legs, releasing back down into our forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, releasing back down. Really moving with the breath here. One more time. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. From here, we're going to bend the knees as much as you need to plant the hands on the earth and step back into a brief plank. From there, lower your knees down to the earth. So we're coming to all fours, to tabletop, and just take a moment to try and position your knees underneath your hips, your hands underneath your shoulders. It's okay if it's not perfect here. Everyone's body aligns up differently, so just do your best with that. And it's your choice if your toes are tucked underneath or if the feet are flat on the earth. Really spread those fingertips out, connecting all 10 knuckles with the floor. And as we press our hands into the earth, we're going to inhale, rounding up through the back, hugging our belly button into our spine, releasing our chin towards our chest. And as we exhale, our belly is going to release down, hips lift up, and then our chest is going to move through our arms as we look up. Inhale, pressing into the hands to round up through the back. Really hugging the belly button in. And exhale, release down to open up. One more round. Inhale, rise. Noticing the beginning, middle, and end of the breath. Pausing at the top. And then exhale, releasing down, beginning, middle, and end of the breath. So from here, you can continue to move through cat-cow, or take a moment to freestyle it. Move the body in whichever way feels best for you. So you can make circles with the hips and the head. You can move the hips from side to side. Just take a moment to really ask yourself, what would feel best for yourself in this moment, and do it. Beautiful. Come to a neutral spine, reaching forward with the crown of the head. And we're going to activate our core to begin to walk the hands in towards the body, so we're coming to standing on our knees. From here, we're going to bring our hands to our lower back. So you can either bring your palms to the low back, or if that's too much for your hands and for your forearms, try and bring your fists to your lower back. So figure out what feels best for you. From there, really roll those shoulders back, trying to hug those elbows into the center line behind us. And we're going to keep our hips aligned over our knees, but we're going to reach forward with our heart as we gently look up for a slight back bend. Exhale, releasing back to neutral. You can bring your chin towards your chest here for a nice stretch in the back of the neck. And then inhale, lifting through the heart as though a string is pulling the heart up, looking back and up. Exhale, releasing back to neutral. Chin to chest. One more time. Inhale, lift and open. Beautiful. Exhale, releasing back to neutral. From here, we're going to release our hands back down, coming to all fours. From here, we're going to step back with the right leg, so tucking the toes underneath, and just take a moment to really move back and forth here. Stretching the calf muscles. And the hamstrings out. And then from here, listen carefully, we're going to shift our right hip open to this side, and as we do that, our right hip shifts over to the side, our left leg moves out to the side, right foot drops down to the earth, hips press forward, inhale, right arm up towards the sky. Beautiful. From here, bring your hand over the head so that the fingertips are reaching towards the front of the mat. And then exhale the hand across the horizon towards your hips. Inhale the hand back across towards the head. Open up, rolling that right shoulder back. Exhale, releasing the hand back towards the hips. One more time, moving with the breath here. You've got it. Exhale, releasing the hand back towards the hip. And then from there, slowly moving back to all fours, being very purposeful in your movement here. We are in absolutely no rush. From here, we're going to bring our big toes together, knees walk wide, and release the hips back towards your heels, walking the hands forward and releasing the forehead down to the mat for child's pose. Take a deep breath in, feeling the back body expand, and exhale, allow yourself to melt into the mat, melt into the floor. If it feels good, you can walk the fingertips forward a little bit to get more of a stretch in the side body. And allow your hips to really give into gravity here. Releasing towards the heels. Take a moment to notice where your shoulders are at. Are they cinching up towards your ears? If they are, allow them to move down the back body, creating space between the shoulders and the ears. 3 more breaths here. From here, we're going to press our hands into the earth to lift ourselves back up, coming back to all fours, taking a moment to adjust and align ourselves up. And then we'll step back with the left leg, tucking those left toes underneath, taking a moment to move back and forth, stretching those calf muscles out. And then from here, we're going to begin to rotate that left hip open, right leg swings out to the side, dropping that left foot down to the earth. Hips move forward as we inhale the left arm up. From here, the arm is going to release over the head so the fingertips are towards the front of the mat. As we exhale, the hand moves across the horizon towards our hips, towards our toes. Inhale, moving the hand back across towards the head, maybe slightly opening the left shoulder up here. Exhale, releasing the arm back. Inhale, open. Exhale, releasing the hand back. And then slowly coming back to all fours. From here, we're going to tuck both toes underneath, really press into the hands so that the knees hover for a moment over the earth. And as we exhale, shifting those hips back to come into downward dog or Adho Mukha Shavasana. So we're going to take a moment here in down dog to really feel it out. You can pedal the feet here if you'd like. And let's take a moment to check into our body, what's happening here. So in downward dog, what we want to do is really press the arms into the earth to extend the arms. You should feel them almost growing. From there, you'll release the head down closer towards the earth. And you can keep a bend in the knees here, do whatever you need to do with the legs. So there should be adequate space between the shoulders and the ears. Take a deep breath in and out as you pedal the feet out. And then we'll bring the feet into the center line. Ground down with the left heel. It's okay if the left heel does not reach the earth. Just do that motion with the heel. And we'll inhale, release the right leg up. I'm not looking for you to just crank the leg up. Let's keep the hips neutral here. And just play with that feeling. Exhale, releases the right leg back down. Grounding down through the right heel. Inhale, releases the left leg up. Trying to keep the hips level here. Remember to breathe. It'll be a lot easier if you do. Exhale, releases the left leg back down. Look between your hands and begin to walk yourself back up towards the front of your mat. Releasing down into a forward fold first. You can take a moment to roll the wrists and the hands out here. And then from here, we're going to slowly roll back up, almost like a rag doll. So really grounding down through the feet, rolling yourself up, and trying to stack one vertebrae at a time. So really taking your time, feeling it out. Your head and neck will be the last to rise. Once you've reached the top, we'll inhale both arms up overhead. And then exhale, releasing back down. Forward fold, keeping a bend in the knees if you need to. Inhale, halfway lift, running the hands up the fronts of the legs. And exhale, releasing back down. Bending the knees to plant the hands on the earth. Step back to plank. Brief plank here. Exhale, releases the knees back down. Pressing into the hands, we'll inhale up through the back body, hugging the navel up to the spine. Exhale, releases the belly down. Hips lift up. Heart shines forward, looking up, taking a little smile here. Coming back to a neutral spine. Activating the core to bring the hands into the body. Coming up to standing on the knees. And then bringing your hands or your fists to the lower back. Rolling those shoulders back, hugging the elbows in. Inhale, lifting up with the heart's gaze up towards the ceiling or the sky. Exhale, releasing back down to all fours. Stepping back with the right leg. Really pressing that right heel back, activating that right leg fully. Inhale, rotating that right hip open. Left leg swings out to the side. Hips press forward, right arm lifts up. Exhale, releases the arm over the head. And continue that exhale, moving the arm across the horizon towards your hip. Inhale the arm back forward, rolling that right shoulder back, opening through the heart, really pressing those hips forward. Exhale, slowly releasing yourself back to all fours. From here, we'll press that left foot back, tucking those left toes under, really activating that left leg there. On an inhale, begin to rotate over to the left side. Right leg releases out to the side. Hips move forward. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale, releases the left arm over the head. And continue the exhale to move across the horizon towards the hip. Inhale, arm comes back forward. Opening up, really rolling that left shoulder back. Exhale, releasing slowly back to all fours. From here, we'll tuck the toes underneath, press the hands into the earth. Let the knees hover for a brief moment, and then exhale, pressing back for downward dog. Take a moment to adjust yourself, extending the arms, allowing the head to release. Keep as much of a bend in the knees here as you need to. And with every exhale, really focus on energetically moving the heart, the chest towards the thighs here. So it might not be much of a movement that's actually happening, but you're energetically moving the parts of the body together. Continue to breathe. Looking between the hands. Slowly begin to walk your feet back up towards the hands, and then maybe moving the hands into the feet, whatever works best for you. First, releasing down into your forward fold. Rotating the wrists and the hands out. And then inhale, slowly rolling yourself back up. taking your time. From here, we're going to stay standing. Inhale, both arms up overhead, really reaching through the fingertips here. And then we'll grab our left wrist with our right hand, press the hands back up, really reaching up, lengthening through the side body. Grounding down through the left foot as the left hip moves out to the side. Hands release over to the right. Continue to breathe here. You've got this. On your next inhale, slowly releasing yourself back up. And allow your hands to just flow down to either side. Closing the eyes, palms facing forward. Taking a moment of pause here. It's really stormy and rainy here right now, so all those ghost noises you might be hearing are from that. But it's a good reminder of finding calm and quiet and peace even in the midst of a storm. Immersing yourself in the beautiful chaos that surrounds us sometimes. Inhale the arms back up overhead, remembering your connection of the feet with the earth, lifting up through the fingertips and then grabbing the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale, reaching up even more, and then grounding down through the right foot, right hip moves out to the side, arms release over towards the left. Really breathing into that right side body. You can even imagine it traveling up the right leg, up through the right side body, towards the fingertips, and then releasing back down. Inhale back up to the center. Exhale, releasing the hands down. Pausing here for a moment. Really enjoying the expansion in the body. One more time, we'll inhale the arms back up overhead. Full breath here. As we exhale, open the mouth. Forward fold, releasing down. Bending the knees as much as you need to come down to the earth. And we're going to move into the meditation portion of this practice. So I'm going to give you the choice of doing a seated meditation, or if you want to lay back in Shavasana, you can do that as well. If you are seated, I ask one thing of you. I would like your hips to be elevated over your knees. So if you're wanting to come into Sukhasana, so just normal cross-legged pose, grab a pillow or a blanket or something that you can sit on to elevate your hips. So this is an option. Another seated option, utilizing the blanket or pillow, is to come into Virasana. So you would take the blanket lengthwise, come to your knees, and release the hips back to the blanket. This can be really intense on your ankles and your shins, and also your calves. So that might be too much for you, and if it is, feel free to go back into Sukhasana. Your other option, as I said, is to lay in Shavasana. So just laying down on the earth, taking up as much space as you can, legs and feet are wide, palms are facing open. So take a moment to find what feels best for you. I'm going to take a seated variation. Take a moment to get any last minute fidgets or movements out. Then we're going to do our best to rest in stillness. So take a moment to settle in. Hands can be on the knees, the legs, resting in the lap. If you're seated. Sometimes I even like to just rest my hands on my heart. So eyes are closed wherever you are. And we're going to begin to slow everything down on both a mental and a physical level. Just taking a moment to really soften throughout the body. Noticing where those tight spots are, those places of tension, of holding. And allowing them to just gently release. Bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing how it feels moving within the nostrils. Focusing on the sensation of the breath traveling up the nose and out and down of the nose. Visualizing the pathway of the breath as it travels in and out of the body. You can focus on the sound of the breath moving in, the sound of the breath moving out. If you need to occupy your mind a little bit more, you can say to yourself, I am breathing in, I am breathing out. I am breathing in, I am breathing out. And bring your awareness to the breath in the right nostril. Focusing on the breath moving in the right nostril and out of the right nostril. Now changing your focus to the left nostril. Focusing on the breath traveling in the left nostril and then out of the left nostril. Noticing if there's any differences between the two sides. Now releasing your focus with the left nostril. Bringing your awareness to the breath moving in and up the right nostril, pausing at the top. And as you exhale, the breath moves out of the left nostril. Inhale, the breath travels up through the left nostril, pausing at the top. And exhale out through the right nostril. Inhale the right nostril. Pause. Exhale out of the left nostril. Inhale through the left nostril. Pausing at the top and exhaling out of the right nostril. So continuing that pattern on your own of inhaling through the right side of the nose, pausing at the top, exhaling out the left side, pausing at the bottom. Inhale through the left nostril, pausing at the top, exhale out of the right nostril, pausing at the bottom, and so on and so forth. As you move through this breathing practice, keep the face soft. Tongue is released from the roof of the mouth. The space between the eyebrows are relaxed. In through the right nostril. Out through the left nostril. In through the left nostril. Out through the right nostril. Now releasing the control of the breath, allowing yourself to breathe naturally. Bring one hand to your heart, and the other hand to your belly. Moving in and out of the body. Savoring every second of the inhale, every second of life being given to us, and enjoying fully every exhale and all of the life that we give back to the world. And bringing our awareness back to the intention that we began our practice with today. I care deeply. I accept fully. I let go. Keep repeating that to yourself. I care deeply. I accept fully. I let go. And when we do this, when we care deeply, when we accept fully, when we let go, we're creating space of healing for ourselves. We're creating a space of connection for ourselves. And when we can do that within, we're better able to do that for others and for this world. I care deeply. I accept fully. I let go. You can bring both hands to the heart now. Take a deep breath in through the nose, filling the belly completely. Open the mouth and release the breath. Two more breaths like that. One more time. And slightly bow the head to the chest. You can bring your hands to the eyebrow center. And the light, the humanity in me, honors and respects and appreciates the light and the humanity in you. Thank you so much for joining me today. And as you move through the rest of your day, and if you're finding yourself being stuck or struggling with something, just tell yourself, I care deeply, I accept fully, and I let go. Namaste.